phone mount just broke. I might as well turn this into a word, baby. I got a word for y'all to take. I never wanted to be a faith-based influencer. It's uncomfortable. This is weird. It's one thing I can't stand. Why do people keep saying that? No. Keep going, Chelsea. It's real dark down here, but you gotta keep going. It's freaking hard, and I feel like people don't talk about that enough. You took all the people that you made me fall in love with in chapter 5, and now in chapter 6, they're just gone. My monthly income tripled in January. I'm terrified, literally 10 and 2 on the freaking wheel. For whoever needed this message today, I just need you guys to understand, like, I'm just as scared as y'all. In this season, I really needed that support group. I ain't trying to hold on to the lessons God gave me, baby. I'm trying to help y'all. Everything for me and everything I need. I would be nothing if you didn't give me no reason to be. Hey friends! Not me that hype, man. I feel like it's been a really long time, and I just randomly popped the camera up because God was just screaming at me, and I feel like if he gonna scream at me, I'm finna scream at y'all. I ain't gonna be the only one. But no, for real, I'm on my way to the gym. It's Saturday morning. This is usually my off day, but it has been a busy week, to say the least. My little sister had her baby, so my niece is here, and I'm so in love with her, y'all. Her name's Alani Joy. Ugh! She's just the cutest thing, I'm trying to tell y'all. But no, so my niece is here, and so my routine has been all out of whack. And so I missed Monday and Tuesday. And so I'm coming to the gym on an off day. But anyway, my phone was just mad shaky because my phone mount just broke. My phone mount just broke. This is the one that like connects to the mirror. And it broke. Actually, I broke it. And that's the whole point. God started yelling at me, and so I had to come yell at y'all. I ain't trying to hold on to the lessons God gave me, baby. I'm trying to help y'all. So I wanted to come share this lesson with you guys. So the mount that I have, it connects to the mirror, right? And it has this little ball connected to it, and so you can turn it any way you want to. Like, it's a whole 360 turn, which is nice because for TikToks I make the videos with it this way, and for YouTube I make the videos with it this way. Because I haven't been really making YouTube videos as much, it's been turned this way, right? And because it got turned this way so much, it was so tight and I couldn't get it to turn. Like, you have to twist the little back piece in order to get it to swivel. And I couldn't get it because it was so tight right there. And I was getting so frustrated. It was this piece right here. You have to like twist it a little bit to get it to loosen up so you can turn it. And I couldn't get it. And I was getting so frustrated. And so finally I just went like this and tried to turn it myself. Jesus, I tried to turn it myself and it broke, and I got so upset. I was like, what the heck? Like, why would that just break? Like, I'm so aggravated. And God literally, in the nicest way possible, he said, Chelsea, that did not break. You broke it. I might as well turn this into a word, baby. I got a word for y'all today. I got a word. What things in your life are broken because God needed them to break in order to evolve you? And what things in your life are broken because you broke them? And if y'all be on my lives ever, y'all know I'm that girl that be like, okay, I'm not about to preach on it. Like, let me leave that there. I'm not about to, but I am about to preach on it because it really is that deep, y'all. We try to force ourselves out of seasons because we're uncomfortable or because we want what we want and we think we need what we want. You don't need what you want all the time. God gives you everything that you actually need. I could have easily done this YouTube video with my phone set up for TikTok. It would have been turned, but it wouldn't matter. Y'all would have still got the message. I didn't need for it to be turned. And because it wasn't turned in the previous season, I was trying to force myself into a different season so that I could be more comfortable, so that I could have it my way. Bro, some things in your life are broken because God wanted them to be broken, and because that's a season of life that you're in, right? Obviously, we can talk about attacks, we can talk about circumstances, we can talk all about these things, but that's not what I'm preaching on. What I'm talking about is there are certain things in your life that need to be broken. In Ecclesiastes, it talks about how there's a season and a time for everything. There's a season for everything. There's a time for everything. There's a time to be broken and a time to be put back together. And I'm telling y'all, I really needed that message today, because that's facts, man. When God was like, no, Chelsea, it didn't break. You broke it. You broke it because you were rushing. You broke it because you thought you needed what you wanted when you didn't. I gave you every last thing that you need. If you would just utilize the things that I gave you for what I gave you them for, you wouldn't have this problem. But you're so stuck on wanting it your way. You're so stuck on wanting the aesthetic, or wanting it to go the way that you always planned it to go, or wanting it to go the way that you always thought it was going to go. You're so stuck on your plan. You're so stuck on it. Oh my gosh, that's so true. We are so bad with that, yo. I'm so bad at surrendering over the timeline. I can surrender control over because I trust God more than I trust myself. Finally, right? I can surrender over my life. I can surrender over the plan for my business. I can surrender so many things over, but it's such a struggle for me to surrender the timeline. I'm like, okay, God, have control, but please do it in this next 6 months because I'm really tired of being here. Or, hey, God, go ahead and take over. Go ahead and I'm going to live for you, and I'm going to let you lead the way. But can we please stop here? And can we please stop here? And I would really like it if I could just go into this place real quick on the way. Like, what are you talking about? That is not surrendering. That is half surrendering. And half obedience is disobedience. You cannot live for God and live for the world too. Those are two totally different things. You cannot have both. You cannot have it all. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. You have to choose. You cannot go after your calling and start chasing a vision, yet you still live for the world, or yet you still hang out with all these toxic friends, or you still stay stuck on all these toxic traits and these toxic strategies, and you're hanging on to all these old seasons. You cannot have all of that. It's one or the other. What? Moses did not get what God had for him. Moses did not make it to the promised land because he used a dead strategy, because he started hitting the rock when God told him to shout at the rock, because he wasn't listening, because he was so used to the previous season, because what God told him to do in the previous season, he was now doing now, even though God tried to switch directions. God was like, I know what it was like then, but I'm telling you to make this move now. And he did not get what was promised to him because he did not listen to God in every season. Bro, never, ever, ever, ever in my life did I think I would be on any platform quoting the Bible. Are you crazy? I never wanted to be a faith-based influencer. What the heck is going on? I became a faith-based influencer because I surrendered over, and when it got uncomfortable, I stayed with it. I'm uncomfortable as all get out. I don't know why I can read a scripture in the Bible and I can make a whole word on it. I don't know why. It's uncomfortable. This is weird. This is weird. This is so weird. And everybody's like, I love how much you love the word. I love how much you love God. What? What are we talking about? I'm still trying to learn what the heck is even going on half the time. Because it came with surrendering. I didn't make the plan. I never planned for this. I never planned for any of this. Any of the seasons that I've been in, I didn't plan for them. I didn't know what to expect. I've been scared the whole time. I've been scared the entire time. And that's what it takes. You have to be willing to do it scared. You have to be willing to do it tired. You have to be willing to do it embarrassed. Like, you have to be willing to do it confused. Because no, God is not a God of confusion, but that does not mean you will never be confused. Your flesh will be confused. Your human nature will be confused. Your mind will be confused. That does not mean that God is confusing. That's one thing I can't stand. Why do people keep saying that? Where do people get that information? People keep saying, like, if it was from God, it wouldn't be confusing. So you know it's not from God when you're confused. No. Because just because you're confused does not mean God made that confusing. God made it very simple. You're confused, not God. I am confused. I'm confused on so much that's going on in my life. I'm confused at what season I'm in. I'm confused at the distance between me and a lot of the people that I really know that I'm connected to. Like, I'm confused as to why the heck I'm still here. Like, what's going on? I'm confused why I'm all of a sudden becoming a whole faith-based influencer when I never saw that in the plan. Like, I didn't know that God was about to take over everything. And I'm not even trying to do that. God never said, okay, Chelsea, go talk about me in every video. It just happened so naturally because I would be a fraud to sit here and give you guys a a play-by-play of my healthy lifestyle, to constantly show my consistency on every app and not mention God every single time. Because without God, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. I would be trash. I was trash. That's how I became a faith-based influencer. Not because God told me to, but because that's my life. I'm sharing my life. I'm confused. I'm confused how this is so naturally my life now. Like, I'm confused how I'm so different than the person that I used to be. I'm confused how I'm so at peace, but I'm so in distress at the exact same time. I'm confused how I'm so happy, yet I'm so sad. I'm confused how I'm so ahead of the game spiritually, but physically, I feel like I'm still living in the exact same space. I'm confused. And that does not mean that I'm not in obedience. That does not mean that I'm not living in God's will. That does not mean that God is confusing. God made it very simple. I'm confused. I'm confused as to how the heck this all happened. I'm confused. And because I'm confused, I'm uncomfortable. And because I'm uncomfortable, I'm sitting here trying to get things to go my way, to make me more comfortable. And because I'm trying to force things to go my way, I break things. I'm breaking things. The roadmap itself is not confusing. You know, like, I know that the roadmap is leading me to the destination. I just don't know why we're going this way. That's where the confusion comes in. Like, I don't know why God told me to turn right. Why am I down this alley? Like, it's scary down here, God. Like, can we go back the other way? And God's like, no, like, I need you to stay down this alley. Like, keep going, Chelsea. It's real dark down here, but you got to keep going. You're losing people along the way, but those people, if they're meant to be in your space, they'll be there at the end. Keep going. Keep going. And it's freaking hard, and I feel like people don't talk about that enough. When you know you have to keep going and you want to keep going, like, there's no plan B. You can't go back. There's no going back. And I love it here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my new life. But it gets so hard to keep going when you don't understand why you're going this way. Why am I talking about God all the time? Like, why am I talking about God in every video? Why am I sitting here reading the word for fun? I just read the whole book of Romans yesterday. Why? I don't know. Because it brings me peace, because it makes sense in my head, and I don't know why it makes sense. It gets so hard to keep going when you don't understand the way. And that's why I fell in love with the Bible the way that I have, because that is the way. That's the truth. Like, the truth is in the word. The answer is in the word. And the more that I keep gaining trust in God and realizing who God is, and reading all these stories and reading about his character and who he created me to be, the more that I fall in love with God, the more that I understand and trust that the way that I'm going, even though it's freaking terrifying and half the time it makes no sense in my head, it's the right way. It's the right way. And that's what keeps me going. That's how I keep going even though I'm scared. That's how I keep going even though I'm tired. Like, that's how I keep going even though it makes zero sense to me sometimes. Why would you take me down this way, God? And alone? Like, wait, why do I feel like I'm low-key being isolated again? Like, and not from everybody, just from the main people in my story. I'm confused. So you took all the people that you made me fall in love with in chapter 5, and now in chapter 6 they're just gone. And multiple. It's not one. I'm not talking about one person. Multiple. How things are going in this season are very confusing, but it's also confusing because there's so much good too. My group tripled in January. My monthly income tripled in January. Like, my business is thriving. Like, my group is growing. There's people's lives that are literally changing. There's a whole group of women that are now posting in the gym. They're sitting there talking about, oh, I brought this to God for the first time. There's women buying Bibles because of me. Like, are you kidding me right now? We get on those Zoom calls once a week and we're crying and we're talking and we're laughing and we're sharing, and you have women opening up. Like, you have women changing their lives and their mindset because of my obedience. You can't tell me that I'm doing something wrong right now. Like, I know that I'm on the right track. I know that I'm in obedience. That's what is confusing. That's what's confusing, because there's so much good happening at the same exact time that there's so much bad or confusion happening. And you have to be able to trust God in the process of all of that. That's why I read the Bible, because your girl is going down a really dark alley and it's scary down here. And even I'm so invested in the story that I don't want to turn around. I'm like, no, I want to keep going because I need to see where the group ends up. Like, I need to see where all these ladies' lives go. Like, there's people in my car with me. I can't turn around. Like, are you crazy? Turning around is not an option anymore. That is where it's scary. That is where you have to learn to do it scared. I'm terrified, literally 10 and 2 on the freaking wheel. Like, I'm scared and I'm stressed and I'm freaking the hell out. And that's why I go to God. Because otherwise I would have quit a long time ago. Otherwise my feelings would be dictating my actions and I would have been stopped. I would have been quit. Otherwise I would have been so uncomfortable that I would have freaking forced myself and I would have broke it. I would have broke it. That's why I go to God. I didn't know who the heck God barely even was like 2 years ago. I'm not doing this because I just always wanted to talk about God. Like, what are we talking about? I'm doing this because that's the only thing getting me by. I talk about God so much because truly there's no other explanation as to why the heck I am still happily, cheerfully, bubbly riding down the freaking alley. I'm scared. I'm scared. And I'm not sitting on any platform smiling every day on these lives for attention. I literally am smiling behind closed doors. That's the confusing part. Am I crazy? Like, I'm so scared, but I'm so happy at the same time. I'm having the scariest ride of my life, but I got the windows down, the sunroof open, the music blasting, like I'm having a ball. I'm living. Like, I'm so happy and I'm thriving. Like, I literally love it here. And at the same time, I'm so ready to get out of this alley. I'm so ready to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, can we please just make it through here? For whoever needed this message today, I just need you guys to understand, like, I'm just as scared as y'all. I'm just as scared as everybody else. And I know I have a lot of wisdom. I know I have a lot of advice. Like, I know that because God's the one speaking through me. Holy Spirit's the one speaking through me majority of the time. It be helping me too. But I'm telling you, I'm just as scared as y'all. And fear should not stop you from going after anything. Fear has to come with you. You have to be willing to do it scared. And the more you step into it, the more you'll start finding music that you like. And now you're having a little more fun in the car on the ride. The weather will start to change, bro. The seasons change. At one point, it's winter and you have to keep all the windows up and it's scary. The ride is scary. You can barely see. But then daytime comes and it's light again and you can kind of see a little bit and it gets a little less scary. And then summer comes and you can roll the windows down and you can put the good music on and you're riding now. You're living now. You're having a lot more fun. What I'm saying is it's going to be scary the entire way. But you have to be willing to submit to the process because the seasons change all the time. Go highlight that in your word. It's in Ecclesiastes. I don't know the verse. Go look it up. You got the same Google as me. I know it's in Ecclesiastes. It talks about how there's a time for everything and it gives you all the different times for all the different seasons. Like, did that thing break because you're trying to force it and you broke it? Or did it break because it's the season for it to be broken for a second? If you don't take a second to try to figure out like a gist of what season you're in, then you're going to be in the middle of winter and you're going to be so uncomfortable that you're going to try to speed your way back into summer and you're going to force it and you're going to crash and it's going to break. You have to be willing to step into every single season. That's what I'm saying. I'm in the middle of winter, literally. I'm in the middle of winter and I swear if a pencil falls, I'm going to lose it. But I'm not. I'm not losing it because I'm running to God every time. So if you're in that season where you feel like you're at your wit's end and you're like, bro, I can't even take it anymore. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of being confused. I'm tired of being overwhelmed. Like, I get it. But you have to bring that to God. Stop trying to carry all of that for yourself. I'm not stronger than anybody. I just read the Bible more than y'all. I was not trying to trigger y'all like that. The truth is the truth. How much you read the word? I'm just asking. It's all one big journey, and some seasons are really, really hard, and some seasons are really confusing, but they're all there to grow you and evolve you, and they're all there for a reason. You know, it's all getting you closer and closer and closer to the destination. This is a really hard season for me. This is a really confusing season for me, and I'm doing it scared. And honestly, to be real, I am so thankful that my group tripled when it did. In this season, I really needed that support group. Like, I needed my group. I needed accountability. Like, I needed people that were relying on my yes, because otherwise I would have stopped the car. I would have stopped at the pit stop and probably would still be sitting there. Jesus. We can really preach on that. We've fallen in love with pit stops because we're too scared to go back to driving because it's storming, but you have to drive in the storm. I'm not going to preach on that because the video is long enough, although that could be a whole nother word in itself. Anyway, if I didn't have my group, if I didn't have my private community, if I didn't have the toppings, and if you know, you know, I would have stopped at that pit stop a long time ago because I would be too scared to get back in the car and keep driving because there's a lot of darkness. Like, I went to hell for this group. Man. And the enemy's at my neck so hard. If y'all only knew, attack after attack after attack after attack. And I'm like, God, I'm really struggling now. And he's like, I know, come to me. He be really telling me, he's like, I know that it's scary, Chelsea. Like, I know this is a scary one that you're walking into, or this is a scary one that you've been in, but come to me, lay it down. Stop trying to carry all this by yourself. And that's why I be in the word the way that I do. That's why I just read the whole freaking book of Romans, because I'm scared right now, because I'm hurting right now. Like, I'm in pain right now, but at the same time, I'm so freaking happy. I'm confused right now. That's why I go to the word. And I know that that's why God keeps telling me to do vlogs like this so that you guys can get it. You know, don't just hear me talk about my hard seasons or my struggles, but see me. You know, like, this is real. This has really just happened. Like, God speaks to me all day long, all the time. And that's how I make it through. I open my eyes and pay attention and take lessons from everything. I read my word because I have to, because it's my fight. I go to the gym. Like, I try to fight all these spiritual attacks because I have to. I gotta make it to the end. I gotta get out of this alley. Like, I gotta make it out of this season. Oh, I think that's Chad. I think Chad's here. Okay, I'm gonna go work out now. And it's gonna feel so good. And I'm gonna feel so much better. And then I'm gonna sit here for a long time and try to convince myself to post this. So if you're seeing this, it's because I got the strength to post it. So I probably prayed about this a lot because I don't wanna post this. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you are not in my private community and you want to be, you can click the link in my bio. I told you Chad's here. I love Chad. Chad is such a good guy. He's such a good dude. I love when I run into good men and get to know them, you know, like, and they don't try nothing. They're not like trying to be nasty or trying to make comments or flirt around. Like, you're just a good guy. Anyway, he just got done. So I'm going to go get this workout in. I really think I'm just going to hit cardio today. Like, just put my headphones on and just breathe. Be here. Yeah, I think that's what's about to happen when I walk in here. But yeah, I'll be back. If you ever see another vlog, please know that it's out of obedience because I don't like to do these. It makes me feel wide open and naked and scared. Anyway, bye friends.